What's up, y'all? I'm Chris Hayes, 508, and this is On the Spot. Today we got a very special guest. Please introduce yourself. Tell us your name, where you're from, what you got going on.
My name is D.O.M of DnD. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I've been rapping for about 8-ish years, and what I've got going on at the moment is I just released my latest album, Please Be Patient, I'll Die Soon, on all platforms under my name, and I also have something very special in November that we can talk about.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more, but before we get started, I want to officially welcome you to the show, man. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So the first place that I always like to start off with is your name. Now, in the beginning, I heard you, but for the people that are going to search you online, tell them what they search for to find you online, like what your artist name is, but also tell us how you got it, what it means, who gave it to you, why you chose it. Tell us the backstory on your name.
Okay, so if anyone wants to check me out, I go by D.O.M of DnD if you literally want to type it out. That is literally just because the D.O.M part is just an acronym for my actual name, and then DnD was supposed to be the acronym for a duo I was supposed to do with a friend of mine back in school, but we ended up falling out, so now it's just me carrying the whole thing. And I just keep the D&D bit, just because there's so many other people that use the D.O.M acronym, so I'm just trying to stand out, you know?
That's dope, man. So D.O.M of DnD Records. Is that it?
Yeah, correct.
So now we starting to get somewhere. Now I'm really starting to understand what's going on here. Dom, do they call you Dom?
They call me Dom, they call me D.O.M, they call me DnD, they call me anything like that.
I like D.O.M.
Yeah.
I like D.O.M. Or Dom. I like both of them.
Yeah.
So
either or works for me.
Okay. Y'all heard it here first, man. And I know in the beginning you said you've been making music for like around 8 years, you said. And tell us how you got into making music. Like, what was that spark that did you start? Were you writing it a while? Did you instantly start recording? Like, how did you get into it? And like, what's kept you going this far?
So I started way back in 2015, 2016. That was just mainly through doing covers of Eminem live for my school, for school dances and whatnot. And then 2018 comes around. I'm starting to think I actually have to take this to the next level, because I know I can't be doing covers all the time. That's not going to be very sustainable. So I put out a couple of albums, used the blue snowball mic, you know the struggle, right? Yeah, so I start picking that up on 2018, 2019. People start telling me, hey, it's good, you got your lyrics, you just can't sound on beat. So then that kind of puts me in a little bit of a slump, and then lo and behold, I discover a subreddit called r/making-hip-hop. That's when the pandemic actually began, and I actually started taking my music more seriously, trying to figure out how to actually rap properly. And then once I get that sorted out, I can work on punchlines and whatnot. And then as a result of just doing ciphers on that subreddit, I started growing my profile a little bit more. 2021, 2022, I get invited to join a Reddit supergroup by the name of Splinter Faction. We got a bunch of stuff planned for this year. We've already released a load for this year.
Wow, man. So you've been really going at it, man. Network, that's a big part of it. You got to make the music, but you also got to network, build with other people, learn from other people. And I think that's pretty cool, man. D.O.M, man, out here doing this thing, and started from humble beginnings doing covers. And I know you mentioned Eminem. Obviously, that was a big influence of yours, man. But I was also just curious, who are some of your other musical influences and inspirations that helped shape your sound?
So when I was first starting out, I was influenced by the new school Eminem, oddly enough, not so much the old school, because you can always pick up the punchlines really easily. Your Tech Nines, your Chris Calicos, because they're ridiculously fast. And then as my sound started to evolve, I realized that rapping fast and going lyrical, miracle, spiritual, individual does not work on the long term. So I started diving into artists such as Earl Sweatshirt, Tyler the Creator, even a little bit of Lupe and the UK drill scene too.
Okay, all right. I'm just laughing at the lyrical miracle spirit.
Because you know that so many people do it nowadays because they think that's what's going to make it. But you gotta balance out like the lyrical miracle stuff with some of the more mainstream stuff, with some of the more mumbly stuff. You can't just like get rid of one style of art to have superiority over everything else. They're synergetic, they're symbiotic, you know?
Man, I'm glad that you said that. And now I have a tough question for you, D.O.M, man. If you could pick up your phone, you could call, you could text any artist in the world right now to get on a song with you, who is the first artist you would hit up for a collab and why?
Ooh, that's an interesting one because there's a lot of people outside of the aforementioned ones that I've thought about. But I think one of the people I've thought about seeing what would happen if we worked together is either Joyner Lucas, Token, or Royce the 5'9", because I feel like with some of their styles and how they present themselves, I could definitely see myself either trying to match up to their caliber or try and do something that would complement them. So for example, if Token does something ridiculously fast-paced, I can always come in with some good hard-hitting punchlines. If Royce wants to come in with a very provocative concept, I want to try and provide a little bit of an antithesis to contrast it. Same goes with Joyner as well, although Joyner might be a little bit more difficult because you know how much of a chameleon he can get, right?
Yo, I know real well, man. I give you props. There's a lot of confidence to say, you know what, I'm going to get on the track with those guys. I love the confidence, and Joyner and Token, they're from my home state too, man. So I've known those guys since before y'all knew like when they was local artists, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen their whole career kind of unfold, and it's really dope. It's reached people all over the country and the world, man. So definitely, I love the confidence that you have, man. And that confidence, you know, and you stay persistent and consistent in developing yourself, and it led to the album that you released. I know you mentioned in the beginning, but tell the people about your album. Tell them about the name again. Tell them about where they can find it. And also, is there any singles on it we should check out? Any videos? What's like the most popular song? What do we need to know about your album? Who's on it? Tell us everything.
So, so the album title is called Please Be Patient, I'll Die Soon. That was just because I started developing these sort of pessimistic feelings over the pandemic. I'm just like, nothing ever matters. What the fuck is going on? Just everything is going to shit. There's no point in doing anything. And then I just ran with that feeling. Started working with it in February, finished it in May, tried to promote it until October. The three best singles I released there is Calgary Is Mine, Count My Blessings, shout out to Jay Cactus for the beat on that one, by the way, and Syllabalistic for accompanying me on that one. And also Something Somewhere. That's probably the most catchy one, by the way. If you can stick through for 6 minutes, you'll be able to go through. The album features a member of Splinter Faction of mine by the name of October, and also a feature verse from Ritz too. Spoiler alert.
Dope, man, dope. So you definitely working with some heavyweight MCs right now, man. You proving yourself. You putting yourself out there, and you know, I know earlier in the interview too, you said you had a major surprise coming up in November, man. Talk to us. What can you tell us?
I am planning on releasing a track for every day of November. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Just release a track for every day of November and use that as a promo for an EP I got in the works set to release at the beginning of December, based around what you would do on your last day on Earth. That's what the EP is going to come with.
Wow, man. That's actually that's a pretty good build up to the project, man. Every day in November, man. I gotta salute to you, man. That's definitely a cool concept, guys. You see D.O.M. Dom out here working. D.O.M. of DnD. man, you guys already know he's out here working, getting creative, challenging himself. And guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed the interview so far. If you have, make sure you give D.O.M a follow right now. And where's the best place to like find your music? You have a website? Like, where do they find you at?
You can find me on Spotify if you type in D.O.M of DnD. If you go to YouTube, you should be able to type in the same thing, and a bunch of my videos will come up. So you can also do that. You can also just Google on YouTube D&D Records. That should be able to come up with my profile picture, and then you can just hit me with a subscription there.
Or maybe they'll find you over on Reddit, man. Maybe they'll see you. Maybe they already know you on Reddit, man. I don't know.
Hey, considering I run a couple of contests going on there, who knows? Maybe they will, maybe they won't.
That's cool, because I know a lot of your people are gonna be watching this right now. So shout out to all y'all. And D.O.M, man, I have enjoyed talking to you, man. You definitely on the come up, man. You definitely making moves, and I can't wait to see your project that comes out in December. And you guys got a lot of music coming your way, so do not miss it. I'm gonna put his name right down below. Make sure you give him a follow. Now, D.O.M, is there anything that I didn't ask you that you wanted to talk about? You got any shout outs or anything you want to let the people know before we go?
I'd like to give a shout out to my rap group again, Splinter Faction, the local cipher community in my city, Antics Arts, and also Indigo White for some of the samples, and also the cab too. She mailed it to me.
That's dope. Shout out to the Splinter Faction, man. I want to find out what this whole damn Splinter Faction's all about, man. It sounds like you guys got a good thing going, networking, supporting each other, and D.O.M, man, I enjoy talking to you, man. I like the energy, I like the music, I like what you're doing, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the interview too. Now, I got one favor to ask y'all. Press like, drop a comment, share this on your story, follow D.O.M, and you guys already know what it is. I'm Chris Hayes 508. This is On the Spot. We're gonna see y'all on the next episode. Let's go.